Good morning, children. Welcome to another section of our EVS class. Hope you all are enjoying our EVS class and staying safe at your home. Let's start our class. Hope you all understood what we have learned on the last chapter. Is it? Okay. So today we are going to discuss an interesting chapter. Chapter 3, Human Body, Skeletal System and Nervous System. Before that, have you ever gone to museum? Okay. Have you ever seen a skeletal system? Yes. Okay. Here, this is the skeletal system of a human body. It's just a model of human bones. Oh, it consists of many bones are there. Let's discuss about the different bones. Every human that consists of a number of bones. Can you tell me how many bones are there for an adult human? Yes, very good. A human that consists of 206 bones are there. The framework of the bone is known as a skeletal system. You know, children, for adult they have 206 bones. But for an infant consists of 300 small bones. When the infant grown, the bones are joined together and become 206 bones. Can I ask you something? What are the functions of these bones? Can you tell me? Yes, let's discuss the function of bones in this class. The skeletal system. The skeletal system consists of bones and cartilage. The framework of bone is called the skeleton, which gives support and shape to the body. What are the functions of human skeletal system? It protects the soft internal organ of our body such as heart, lungs, liver, kidney, etc. It gives strength, support and shape to the body, and also it helps in movement. It contains important minerals needed for our body. Many bones are hollow and filled with the substance called bone marrow. The bone marrow that produces the blood cells in our body. The main part of skeletal system are skull, backbone, rib cage and limbs. First one, the skull. Hard structure that you feel when you touch and press your heart is called the skull. It protects our brain. It consists of 22 bones and some holes are there. The holes that consist eyes, nose and our ears. It consists of upper jaw and lower jaws are there. In between this upper jaw and lower jaw, the teeth will be aligned. All other bones in the skull are fixed instead of the lower jaw. By using this lower jaw, we can open our mouth. Next one, the backbone, or we can call it spine. The longest bone that you feel when you run your hand through the center of your back is called backbone. We can call it a spine or vertebral column. It made up of 33 bones are there and it called vertebrae. It helps to bending, twisting and turning. It also keeps the body upright. The spinal cord that protect inside this vertebrae. Next one, the rib cage. A frame of bone that form a cage-like structure is called our rib cage. It's situated in our chest area. It protects our heart and lungs. It made up of 12 pairs of long curved bone that called ribs, and 10 pairs of ribs are known as breastbone, And you can see that two remaining pair of bones that was floated, and it is known as the floating ribs. The next one, that is limb. We have studied about the limbs in last chapter. Have you remember? Yes, limbs are the legs and hands of an organism. So in human body, we have two forelimbs, that our arm, two hind limbs, that our legs. Here you can see the longest bone in hand is known as humerus, and in the case of leg, that our hind limbs, it consists of different small bones are there. The largest bone in the leg is known as femur. So these are the different limbs in our body. Children, these are the stick of a tent house or a playhouse, like this. I am going to stick a playhouse by using this stick, and the sticks are joined together by using this connector. Similarly, in our body, there are different bones and this bond stick together to get a particular shape and strength to our body. The place where two bones are meet is known as joints. The joints are stick together by using a substance or a tissue is known as ligament. So let's discuss which are the different types of joint and what are the uses of different types of joint in our body. Joints. The place where two bones are made together is called joints. It joined by a tissue or a substance is called as a ligament. In our body, there are different joints are there. Except the skull joint, all other joints are movable. Let's see which are the different types of joint. First one. In this figure, you can see the bone can rotate, bending and stretching. The bone can do this process because the joints are ball and socket joint. The joint that found in our shoulder and hip region is called ball and socket. It helps that move in all direction, such as bending, stretching and rotating. Second one, hinge joint. The joint that found in our elbow, finger, knee and toe is known as hinge joint. It helps to move in one direction. Have you bent your legs? Have you bent your elbows to touch in your shoulder? All this function that can be helped by this hinge joint. Third one, the pivot joint. The joint that found in our neck, the skull and the backbone is connected by the pivot joint. That's why we can move our head upward, downward and sideward. This is due to this pivot joint. We can rotate our head. The next joint, that is gliding joint. The joint that present in our anklet, wrist is known as gliding joint. The joint that move the parts slightly easily is known as gliding joint. So these are the different types of joint that present in our body. Okay children, have you understood what is skeletal system? Let's summarize what we have learned today. We have learned about the skeletal system of a human. A framework of bone is called skeletal system. The skeletal system has main parts such as skull, rib cage, backbone and limbs. There are different types of joints in our body. The place where two bones are made together is called joints. We have ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint and gliding joints are there. So read the textbook. See you on the next section. Thank you.